So Cyberpunk 2077 direct feed footage just got posted for Switch 2, and console warriors are already losing their minds because it looks so good and they can't handle a really great Switch 2. Plus, Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to Nintendo Switch 2 later this year. That's the big rumor that leaked over the weekend, and Nintendo this morning just confirmed they're headed back to Gamescom, which could mean big new titles that they've yet to announce, maybe in a very soon Nintendo Direct. So let's break it all down in today's video. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. What a time to be alive, where everybody's hating on the Switch 2 because it looks so good. Let's kick it off there. Cyberpunk 2077, it got like 37 minutes of footage, okay? And in this footage, it looks really, really nice. And people are freaking out, trying to downplay it, say it sucks, and make up reasons why the PS5 is better. Now look, I like all games, okay? Over the weekend, I was playing Doom the Dark Ages on my Xbox Series X, okay? I've been playing the wonderful Expedition 33 on my PS5, and I'm super excited, obviously, beyond hyped for the Switch 2. Why can't we just like all of them? I mean, I'm about to play Monster Train 2 on my Steam Deck / PC. Come on in. Bowser's here. That's my cat. He wants to be involved in every video I ever make, and pretty much everything I do. I can see his little eyes peeking through the door. Hold on, buddy boy. You want to come in? You want to be on the show? We're going to like a freaking cat break every Good Morning Mario. Now come on up. Here he is. Cat's here. Hi, baby. But Cyberpunk looks so good, and people are trying to downplay it. I don't know why we can't just accept and enjoy all consoles, specifically Nintendo. People don't want Nintendo to be doing good. Like I've said before, I think they're just so used to Switch and Nintendo being the baby machine that all of a sudden if it has graphics, they don't really know what to do with themselves. But what they should do is just embrace it and maybe even consider getting one, because this console is sick. And there's a little bit of a deeper layer there where people are saying, hey, the Switch 2 is upscaling a game like Cyberpunk 2077 into 4K, whereas the PS5 or a PC is natively running the game at 4K. And yes, there is a technical, factual difference there, but it's not one that I think should define the Switch 2 or really define how you evaluate a system or its games. If we're upscaling to 4K and it looks fantastic, if we're using DLSS to kind of trick into a better looking game, a better resolution, a better frame rate, by all means, go for it. It does not have to be native to be the only way. There's not one console out there that's right. There's not a console that's wrong. They can all be good, and in a way, very much a way, it's great if they're all super strong. Competition breeds innovation. Competition breeds trying hard, offering deals, and making great exclusives. So it's great to see all these games doing well. Game Pass has been on fire as of late. PS5, you know, it's a lot of people's favorite console. And then we have Switch 2, just absolutely a juggernaut. And that juggernaut could be getting a nice boost from Rockstar, as we've got a really big rumor from Games Reactor that sources close to Rockstar saying Red Dead Redemption 2 is getting a Switch 2 version later this year. Now that would tie in to a next-gen version of RDR2, which has yet to be a thing. Now RDR2 is many people's favorite Rockstar game. And I know GTA 6 is all the rage right now. That's not till 2026, and who knows if it's on Switch 2. But getting Red Dead Redemption 2 on Nintendo Switch 2 would be a really nice get, I think. That's a game that has a fantastic story. It's got an amazing world. And even though it's a, quote, older game and it's not brand new, I think it's still a great showpiece for a portable like the Switch 2 to say, like, hey, we got them all. You want to throw a cyberpunk open world at us? Boom. You want to throw an old-timey Western world at us from Rockstar? Boom. And I've also seen another rumor that alongside Red Dead Redemption 2 on Switch 2 this year, it will be getting GTA 5 as well. Now, I don't think that's as maybe big of a deal, but that is something that is super cool. And even though it's not the newest, getting sort of like this pre-GTA 6 boom on a Nintendo platform from Rockstar, that's a big deal. Like, we have to acknowledge that's a big deal, and just continues to confirm that this Switch 2 is going to be absolutely paramount to the industry, and to, if you want to be involved with like the coolest, newest things, companies are clearly supporting and enjoying and are excited about the Switch 2. And what other system do you get all the games? Oh, and Mario. All the games, oh, and Zelda. And I think that's where sort of this like console warrior fanboy fear comes from, of like, okay, wait a second. Nintendo, we know they have the dominant exclusives. We know they have the games that people loved growing up, and we know that they're able to continue to evolve them, like with Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But what do we do now that they're going to have everything? As for when these would release, I think probably around the holiday season. I feel like Rockstar is confident enough that they can compete with anything Nintendo has to offer, and they probably want to avoid that early window issue where third parties maybe aren't getting the love that they deserve, given that Nintendo is not sending out review units for the Switch 2, and early on, people are obviously going to prioritize the Nintendo games, and they've got two big ones right out the gates with good old Mario Kart World in June, and then Donkey Kong Bonanza in July. Maybe you wouldn't have time or dollars for Red Dead Redemption 2, but say this holiday season, October, November, even December, that's a game that I think could do really well and get a nice second boost, especially if they pair it with, hey, a Switch 2 version, a PS5 upgraded version, an Xbox Series X upgraded version, and kind of bring back their last two big games in RDR2 and GTA 5 as a first salvo before GTA 6 and get people back in the Rockstar mindset. Not like they need to be reminded. I saw GTA 5 still selling better than most new AAA games, which is crazy. Nonetheless, this is huge. And it's not as big as Nintendo getting like a brand new third-party game. Like obviously I prefer they get stuff like Doom the Dark Ages. I prefer they get stuff coming out later this fall because to me that is the sign that Nintendo Switch 2 has truly surpassed even Switch 1. It's got the graphics, it's got the power, it's got the potential. Give us those day and date new releases. Yes, it's great to get ports. Yes, it's great to get games that were really important to other consoles in past years. But the true sign of Switch 2 success to me, from a third-party standpoint, is do we get the games day and date? And we haven't really had a chance to see that because the system's not out. And obviously, to get your game ready for launch, you have to pick an older title. You can't pick a brand new title. But what happens when we get to those later months in 2025, and then of course every month in 2026, are we getting the games day and date? And I think the answer, based on what we've seen thus far, and based on that sweet Cyberpunk 2077 video that hopefully has you very excited, the answer should be yes. We're going to be getting games on Switch 2 the same day as they release on the other, quote, next gen or current gen, or however you want to say it, bitter gen, frustrated that Nintendo is coming to the plate gen, home run from the big N gen, PS5 and Xbox Series X. Now, in other sweet Nintendo news, it just continues to build. Nintendo announced they're headed back to Gamescom this August. Now, obviously, in a year where they're launching a new console, they want to get that thing out in front of as many people as possible. But Nintendo skipped Gamescom last year. They didn't really have anything to show for it. And I have a feeling that if Nintendo is trying to have a big presence at Gamescom, besides showing off the Switch 2, they've probably got some new things to talk about. Now, Gamescom being at the end of August is very convenient because if there is a Nintendo Direct coming up, it's surely going to be before then. The system launches June 5th, so maybe we don't get the early June Direct that we typically get, but a late June Direct, or even a July Direct, or even an early August Direct gives them plenty of time to announce more titles and more games. If we look at the calendar, they've got quite a healthy slate, but I do feel like it's kind of missing that holiday banger. Obviously, there's going to be continued sales of the Switch 2 system in Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, but what is that big holiday game? And I have a feeling like we would see the first glimpses of it at Gamescom / in the Direct leading up to Gamescom. It feels like it's something that could have a big booth presence. Like, they can throw Mario Kart World there, they can throw Donkey Kong Bonanza there, but many of those sales and much of that hype has already been cemented by late August. What game are they going to hype up for their October, November, December window? What game is going to be the big seller? And frankly, I can't see it being Hyrule Warriors or Kirby Air Riders. Doesn't feel like those games really command the level that Nintendo typically gives us for a holiday release. Now, you could say, well, where is Metroid Prime 4 going to launch? Where is Pokemon Legends ZA? And maybe Nintendo is going to use those two cross-gen titles as their holiday games. I guess let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, do you believe Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA could be the holiday title? Or do you think Nintendo is holding something back that they will reveal at an upcoming Direct and then really show off kind of in a booth capacity at Gamescom? I feel like there could be one more big game. We've talked about some options before. Luigi's Mansion 4, Mario Maker 3. Now that GTA 6 has been moved to May, does Nintendo say, okay, all hands on deck, launch the 3D Mario later this year? It seems like to capitalize on a humongous launch, you'd want to keep the momentum rolling. That's what Nintendo did with Switch 1, and that's why I expect them to do it with Switch 2. I don't think they just be okay with saying, hey, our Switch 1 games, those count as our Switch 2 holiday release, right? Like, yes, Pokemon is a big deal, and Metroid has been anticipated for the entire life cycle of the Switch 1, but I feel like Nintendo will want a Switch 2 exclusive to hold down the fort and carry that demand for the holiday shopping season. So Gamescom, them picking to debut and show off the Switch 2 there and possibly new stuff is a great sign, a big deal. And right now, this Monday morning, it is flowers and rainbows for the Switch 2. Cyberpunk 2077 looking great. Rockstar looking like they're about to bring some heavy hitters to the Switch 2 later this year, not off in the distant future, but soon within our launch year timeframe. And then Nintendo back at Gamescom, which could very well mean a holiday title is about to be revealed imminently. In the meantime, everybody, let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below. Love to hear from you. I'll be in there chatting with all of you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic start to your week. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, SwitchForce out.